Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xeno Damus here with
Q.
And we got Michelle over at the editor station.
Hey guys.
And
in the room, you may hear the disembodied voice of the D-list C-list editor, Brian.
Yeah, we'll give him a C today. Yeah. He's floating around. He's come by, so his voice may come out. We may have to get him to roll a die depending on how many random encounters we have this today. All right, so let's get started. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with PS5 rumors?
Yeah,
TV?
let's do that, because that's the one I know the least about.
Yeah, I know the least about this as well. This is something Michelle actually pointed out. You know, she asked me if I was going to buy a PS5, and I looked and noticed there are some new rumors. Of course, the release date of late 2020, which I think was already speculated. But I think there's also rumors of of November 20th or something being the actual release day. But I've also seen several things saying, you know, that insiders have come out and said that we have everything wrong about the PS5. So, yeah, no, it's been a really a strange story.
It's just an attempt to drum up interest because nobody gives a fuck.
I like my PlayStation.
Like, you haven't seen the wonderful YouTube overreaction videos to the release of the PS5 emblem, what it's going to look like, and people just going, even Yog who's a pretty chill, serious dude, has like the most hilarious reaction video, and it's just literally
isn't
like
it like a
PS5.
black screen with white text, and
it just says like PS5. Yeah, it's like there's nothing. But I get it because let's be honest, I haven't cared about a console release in a long time, man. I mean, it doesn't change the game. It really does. Not for us. Once you go PC, man, it is hard to give any flips about console releases anymore. I'd rather upgrade my graphics card.
I don't know, dude. Like, I was going through the news, and I'll be honest, like, a lot of this news seems to be news for the sake of having news. Like, one of the news articles I saw was, like, talking about how, well, Cyberpunk 2077 said that they will be on the old consoles and maybe a release for the new consoles. And I was like, well, we all know the release date for 2077, and it's before the new console. So how is this news, you know?
Also,
so, I mean,
we all know they'll port it over to the.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Anytime these games are really close to a new console, you usually see if it's popular.
Yeah.
Now, if the game busts, then they won't.
Cyberpunk is already sold out. Cyberpunk's made all the money already.
You know.
Don't you already own a copy?
No.
Neither do I.
I'm not.
Good job. We stuck to our guns.
Yeah.
Well, I have to admit, they got me worried with some of that weird talk. Because they was looking good, then they got into weird gender things, and like they were going to be weird with that, and I kind of started getting nervous. But then they kind of stopped that talk, where they got kind of odd, like, we might do this, and we might, and I'm just like, okay, that all sounds really dumb. And then they kind of chilled. So now I think they're back on track. Cause it wasn't have a problem with doing it, it's just make the game good first. Then you could put whatever the flip, you could put every option, color, mix and match Pokemon style BS you want after my game is made.
The thing is too, is Cyberpunk actually that stuff works. Like if you have a odd color skin color, it works in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's why I got worried that they were spending too much time on it. I was like, y'all are come on.
You don't need to emphasize all this. Tell us you're gonna make a good game. Just say it. Just say you're gonna make a good game. Damn it, just say it.
I mean,
honestly, make a good game.
Honestly, there's a 50-50 chance if I got the option, if I've ever played it, if I could play like a cyborg with no clear gender, I would, because I'm kind of like, after a couple of anime and stuff, I've kind of gotten into those main characters that are just
especially if they have the dialogue. Especially if they have the dialogue to go around with it, where you can fuck with people.
Yeah. Hey there, big boy. I am neither. Let's get back to business. I'm here to kick ass and take names.
But
sometimes you like that RoboCop style cyborg. It's just like I'm this is what I'm about.
I mean, and even more exciting news, Batwoman has been renewed.
So you haven't been following this. That's not even funny. I know what's been happening. I know about Infinity Crisis. Do you know the BS that's been going on in Infinity Crisis?
Did you hear the ratings went up when they did the crossover, which shows that Batwoman is a great show?
They actually went up. That's impressive because that show has just been dying.
Well,
I mean, she
they
shows
went,
everybody
they went
up,
up.
of
They went
course.
up when other TV shows came on their show.
Well,
her
of
show.
course, there was people
I
to
know
watch.
that was the
Oh,
joke.
okay, sorry. I
You-
didn't know how much
yeah,
you've been following this. I literally don't know how much you know.
Yeah, no, it was this thing where they were like, look, the ratings are going up, and it's like you had 4 other shows on your show. Like it's normal
great.
DC.
She spends a lot of time with Supergirl, and they both tell each other how awesome they are.
It's that normal DC crossover where you have to watch the other shows so you can get the show that you're actually
Who wouldn't want to
watching.
tune in and see Batwoman go, no, you're great, and Supergirl go, no, you're great, but you've got hope, but you've got courage. I guess we're both great. Remember that time we saved all the men?
Anyway, this was a surprise to some that Batwoman was renewed, as the ratings have been dismal. But the thing is all the shows were renewed. And there was somebody was pointing out, they're like, yeah, they didn't cancel anything.
Man, I think they only have 13 shows, and then they just renewed all of them because they didn't want to not have shows.
Yeah, well, they did say there were some shows that were ending, that were actually ending. But as far as like just cancellation, there was no cancellations.
Supernatural's ending, so they got more than 13.
Yeah.
I was joking, man. Yes, I know. I know they have more than 13 shows. Thank you, Brian.
Which all of a sudden, Blood Axe and Brian are both pointing out that they didn't renew not Supernatural, but we know because it's the end. I mean, it was planned end. It wasn't like they didn't renew.
Well, it's also
Supernatural.
not inclusive enough.
It was also planned to be over.
Is God a woman? No, then it's canceled.
Well,
then that's why it's ending.
But he has a sister.
Wait, what? Okay, whatever. Anyway, to stop. Now you're hurting me. But in all seriousness, I did find out an interesting thing though. Apparently, Black Lightning is really improved. I know you said you watched the first beginning of it.
I've
heard a lot of good things about the later seasons of it. Actually,
okay.
They said he was the best part of Infinity Crisis, and they were amazed he was allowed to. I guess they decided to let at least one guy not be terrible. They're going to be doing a Superman show.
Well, I mean. They had to give a black guy a chance after all the crap people been giving John Boyega, right?
Hey, apparently, well, how dare John Boyega have opinions?
We'll get to that in a bit, but
hey, John Boyega dared to have opinions, and nobody wants to hear what a man has to say.
Oh man, but yeah. So anyway, lots of stuff renewed for CW, including Batwoman. That came out this week. I don't really care that much because
look, man, CW's in for what do they say? In for a pound, in for a dime, in for a dollar.
Yeah.
In for a penny, in for a pound. It can't back off. They've went all in on the direction they're going, and they can't pull back.
Well, I mean,
now.
my thing is
I get it. I actually will say that.
I mean, you look at ratings though, and that's the thing that gets me about what TV's doing right now, or at least CW is doing right now, is. There's always been some great shows that have gotten canceled because not enough people have watched them. But for some reason, they're taking their normal stance and they're backing off on that stance, of, okay, you didn't make the ratings. Look, we're sorry you didn't make the ratings, blah, 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 but you got to go. And here they're going, you didn't make the ratings, but we're going to keep on going with you. I mean, is that an issue?
That's a CW thing, though. They will give something a chance. Or like NBC, ABC, CBS will cancel something.
So is it okay? So Brian says it's just a CW thing. And maybe it is. Maybe
Riverdale didn't do that great at the very beginning, and they kept it for another season.
Well, they also,
maybe CW is just prone to doing this.
Well, they also send a lot of their stuff off to different streaming services, and of course, those deals don't have a lot of weight because the Netflix deal ended. If you a lot of those deals don't have any weight if the show immediately ends. Who wants Batwoman if Batwoman only has, one season and was immediately canceled? All of a sudden, the people are gonna be like, "Oh, we don't need that. Then that clearly is a dead end show."
Yeah,
So that I think they're trying to stay afloat, and like I said, they're all in. They chose a direction. It was terrible, but they're sticking to it because you can't bring people back after you've told them to go F themselves. You know that. So they're like, they got to go. We got to keep riding this boat, man. Nobody's coming back. We can't fix this, so all we can do is hope that we can tread water.
All right.
And that's what they've done. And you know what? I'll defend them on that. They've decided, at least they got the guts to go, we're not going to be fickle. We're going to ride it on out. We're going to keep on going until the wheels fall off. And for that one thing, I give them props. At least they decided to stick to their guns. It's a trash fire, and they're on fire. But, you know.
Hey, man, I'm trying to end your conversation. I keep saying I hate.
I know, but you're a white male.
But you just keep on going.
This
I'm
is
tired. Random encounter. Let's do a random encounter. Holy crap, man.
I wonder how many. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Have I offended anyone yet? I'm trying.
I don't
You're
know,
offending
man.
my ears.
You're offending the editor's ears.
Now, Michelle, you know I don't listen to you.
Likewise, my friend, likewise.
That's racist.
How is that racist?
16.
Because it said so.
All right. Expect the unexpected. Pick someone to go to 1 or you go to 20. I'm going to pick someone to go to 1, and that will be you, Mr. Q. Why don't you roll on that? Something horrible. This just feels like you want to be here anyway. I'm actually doing you a favor with this.
Yeah. 4. Fuck Epic. Worst game you paid full price for. Did you try to get your money back? Oh, dang. The worst game I paid full price for. Problem is that it's been a while since I paid full price because you kind of learn your lesson after a while. Way back in the day, no, we won't go that far back. Ain't nobody gonna know what the heck I'm talking about. You go too far back, they won't know the game you're talking about. Shoot, help me out here, man.
Well, I mean, okay, so for me, I almost brought back the books for Pathfinder 2nd edition. I bought those books, which it was beta. I mean, I'm talking about the beta books, not the.
Good one. I didn't think of books.
Because,
I got an answer.
Because I thought that those games would be. I was like, it's beta. It should be polished enough,
That was so bad.
Oh, the playtest book? Oh, God.
The playtest books were the worst thing I ever ran across. There was no penciling in and trying to fix stuff. I mean, they rewrote half that book, I think. I mean,
oh no! I mean, immediately when I got a hold of the 2nd edition book, I realized that the playtest book was no longer even slightly valid.
Yeah. And normally, if you get a beta of a book, there's minor corrections once they release the beta of the book. The beta of the book is basically for players to go through and go, oh, this needs to be tweaked. This needs to be tweaked.
They shifted so many things around. The monk went through major changes. By the way, thank you, Paizo. You actually fixed several things I had a problem with. The death rules got changed. Several other class features. Mm-hmm. It was a massive change.
But I mean, those books are nothing but a waste of paper.
And yet they were full price.
Yeah,
they were $40 books. But for me, no, nothing will ever beat 4th edition. Me, my boy Rhett, Flynn,
D&D 4th
edition, Jarek, we all bought a full set of books.
I was lucky enough to be married during that time and not and at that point not playing.
You said the only good thing.
We played the starter campaign.
I didn't buy 4th edition. Yeah,
we played the first quest for that. At the end of that quest, every member of my gaming group returned and actually got their money back. Returned 4th ed as a group. I'm talking about probably $200-$300 worth of books went back because it was 5 of us. We all took those books back. That's how trash it was.
Yeah.
We finished that quest and the entire group literally not only did not want to play it anymore, but did not want to own it. And we started playing 3.5 again, and then eventually we switched to Pathfinder. But I've never seen a game so terrible that at the end, no one was willing to keep the book. The entire set, 3 books, a player's handbook, DM's book, and a monster's handbook for 5 players all got returned. That was the most epic, terrible game purchase ever. So I'm glad you let me think of it. I was thinking of video games. Oh, it goes tabletop. It's
Yeah,
fourth
no,
ed
video
all the way.
games was also the thing that first came to my mind, but I was like, you know what? I'm a little more fickle with, or I'm a little more held back on purchasing video games, but like my tabletop is one of probably a greater love of mine than even video games.
Mhm.
And so when they screw something up, it's a lot more offensive to me than a video game.
Well, you know me. I'm that crazy dude who's got the closet full of books
Yeah.
that I've never even played, that I bought because they were interesting enough that I could use it for material for other stuff. But there was, fourth ed was so terrible, there was nothing I wanted. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even want this visible in my home.
So the Pathfinder 2nd Edition playtest and 4th Ed, and then an honorable mention from Blood Axe with Shadowrun. I'm assuming he's probably either talking about.
Oh, he bought the Shadowrun. There was a time that there was a Shadowrun that ended up being like a weird versus shooter instead of a real Shadowrun game. And I remember at the time we thought it was going to be a real Shadowrun game, and I believe Blood Axe bought it. I luckily didn't buy it first.
Xbox.
And it was terrible. It was terrible. It wasn't even Shadowrun. It was just a freaking shooter.
Oh, okay.
It was just a freaking like one of these dang versus shooters, and very poor quality at that. And everybody's like, "Hey, they're doing a Shadowrun game finally." It's been since the SNES since we've seen one. Comes out, it's like a cheap knockoff of Golden Gun, like GoldenEye or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that was trash. Wow, you went way back, man. Damn.
All right, so let's talk about John Boyega, since we brought that up earlier. So John Boyega has the best response to his Star Wars haters. So you know a little more about this than I do, Q. So what exactly is going on with John Boyega, and why is he getting some hate all of a sudden?
Well, John Boyega made some comments about the Raylo romance. Somebody had made a comment to him, and he came back and basically said, well, it ain't about who she kisses, it's about who lays the pipe. As a joke. And people started flipping out. So then he posted that previous picture, go up actually, show the one above that shows the relationship between Kylo and Rey, which is, of course, them torturing and trying to kill each other constantly because there's nothing healthy about this relationship.
Yeah.
Literally, this is a dude who mass murders people in the first scenes, as Brian can back me up. The freaking Rise of Skywalker starts with him on a murder spree. A wild murder spree of him killing people. So he is not.
They might have deserved it. I mean, he didn't know.
Oh, apparently we got a Raylo in the room. But but either way, like he's basically like not. There's no romance here. This is a very weird relationship, and people started to talk trash about him. Some of the comments were borderline or outright racist, and I got a lot of hate tweets. And then, weirdly enough, it got into this weird Twilight Zone where you start to worry about the people, where they started to think that he actually liked Daisy Ridley in real life, which he was going like, y'all know that's a movie, right? Like, wait a minute, we were talking about Rey and Finn, and this got weirdly off subject. So he posted a video of the tweets, the hate tweets he's been getting, and him basically messing with them, knocking them out the way, dancing on them. And it was designed to, and it's really funny. But you know what's funny is someone pointed out that he did not actually censor the tweet, so you get to see people's real comments. And what's really messed up is if you actually stop to read them, they're pretty jacked up. Yeah, see, somebody said, do you have a crush on Daisy? And it's like, oh, wait, Daisy? You didn't say Rey, you said Daisy. You wait a minute, are you mixing up the real life and not? But
either way, you can check out John Boyega
Instagram
on Instagram and the videos posted there if you want to check it out. But I mean, this is one of those issues, man, where I mean it really it's a bit scary at times at how people seem to lose a bit of reality, I guess, with movies sometimes. I mean, it's one of those things you gotta.
Well,
like
you said,
careful.
you saw that the person said Daisy instead of Rey, and it's like, wait a minute, that's an entirely different thing you're stating.
Well, and I think that's also why we see probably as much of the extreme, I guess, social justice and all that stuff based off of movies, and it's just like these are all fictional things, like. Once again, oh, well, you didn't have enough women in this movie. Well, this is a time period where, and we're duplicating this time period. Like, we're
Don't
not
get me
doing
ranting
we're not
about
doing
that
a
odd
commentary on life today.
Yeah.
You know,
Old West movie,
is
they
a
get
movie.
mad that the woman's cooking the food,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I mean, that's the way it was in the Old West.
Or you're doing a science fiction movie, and most of the people are, you know, well, this group of people are white, this group of people are black, you know, and they're different sex and all this stuff, and then it's like, well, there's just not enough of these people in that village, or not enough of these people in that village. It's like, well, this is a fantasy story where that's how this goes, you know, like this particular.
Or like you said, sci-fi, you got multiple races, and in this one race, it's male-centric. It's like, that's not sexist because they're not saying they're right. They're just saying that's the way that one group
race,
is.
one group, or And that's the thing. When you're telling a story, there's going to be things that are probably not really acceptable or not really normal to our society in that story. And that's just part of a story.
I don't even like the way you word it. The best way to say this, you're going to see things that are different. Because guess what?
Yeah.
Here's a part about acceptance, everyone. Different is also acceptable. It is okay to not conform to your points of view as well. Because if that isn't the case, then you're not being inclusive. If only one person's allowed to be right, then you're putting a different label on the same problem.
But anyway, my point being that this John Boyega issue and a lot of other issues, I think, all stem from a lack of being able to separate fiction from nonfiction, and you know.
Well, yeah, because I mean, the Raylo thing is not even real.
Mm-hmm.
But have you heard that there has been people that have sent messages to the actor? I don't know his name, the guy that plays Kylo Ren, but to his wife. Well, because they want the actor. Listen, not Kylo Ren. They want the actor for Kylo Ren to get with Daisy Ridley, the actress for Rey. Now that's when your fan romance has gone off the rails.
I mean, we've seen this with Game of Thrones as well, as another recent show where, you know, a lot of people would address these actors as their character and ask them questions as if they were their character. And I mean, we've seen it way back before that, you know. I mean, hell, even go back to Full House. You know how many times people would call those actors by their characters' names? You know?
Dude, we saw that one of my first cons.
What you got, man? But come over here and speak to a mic if you're gonna talk.
Yeah. Get away from my coffee.
But these are the same people who would be upset about saying pro wrestling's fake, and that's the way you know my uncle.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the lines blur there a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It's the same thing people used to do with pro wrestling, believing it's real. And the idea that these are not characters, they're real people. You know, like they'll run up to a wrestler in the airport like, "You beat up Hulk Hogan, you asshole." It's a character.
Yeah.
You didn't know the Undertaker really is undead? You didn't know that? Kane Hodder. Kane is really from hell.
But yeah,
back.
So anyway, that's
It's the same principle.
that's all I got to say about, I guess, that particular subject is just learn to separate the difference between a character and an actor. Same thing with video games, man, where we have people cussing out, you know, developers and stuff like that for something that.
Why can I only kill monsters in Monster Hunter? Why can't I pick flowers and play with the monsters?
I did my part. I developed code. You know, half these developers didn't have anything to do with the actual story. And they especially don't have to do with how the game is published and who it's, you know, like I'll say, you know, fuck Epic, but I'm not going to say, you know, necessarily screw, you know, to a developer whose game ended up exclusive. I mean, they didn't have any.
Dude, I crack wise about Ryan Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy. I don't want nothing bad to happen to him. I don't even want him to not get work. I actually, honestly, in my heart, when I heard that Ryan Johnson made Knives Out and Knives Out did well, I was happy for him because that's the kind of movies he makes. And my hope, and the reason I was happy is I said, good, maybe you'll stick your ass over there. You know, but I'd much rather Ryan Johnson not be like out on his ass. I'd just rather he be over here making his mysteries and dramas and stay the hell out of goddamn Star Wars.
Well, I mean, and that sort of also leads into one of our next subject with the Birds of Prey. You know, like this movie here. this movie, its new trailer came out and everything, and I watch it and I'm like, okay, once again, this is not a movie for me. Like I am not.
What gave it away?
Yeah.
Was it not having anything to do with the Birds of Prey comic? Was it clearly having not wanting you to be there in general with your white heterosexualness?
Yeah.
Was it the fact that it's the DC ripoff of Deadpool in a lot of ways in its style and presentation?
Now I'll make commentary on the movie about how it doesn't go along with the comics and stuff like that. But I mean, in all honesty, I hope the movie does well. With the crowd that it is targeted to. But I'm not gonna watch it.
There's no reason to wish that something fails because who cares? It ain't for you anyway.
It disappoints me that they did not take the line of the comics. And honestly, it should probably be called a Harley Quinn film and not a Birds of Prey film.
Yeah, and those are some major characters that are just following on her coattails. Like I kind of feel like they're gonna get downplayed because Harley's the focus. When like Black Canary and Huntress and all of them are really like, there are some people that consider them to be very iconic and beloved female heroes. They may not really like that backseat role because it's very clear from the way it's been presented in the trailer that they're sidekicks. Mm-hmm. They're all going to be her sidekicks.
I did enjoy that the first few seconds of the trailer apparently or at least insinuated that Harley kills Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah, a lot of people have been happy about that part. Yeah. Well, and I won't lie to. I got to be fair. The only reason I don't mind if the movie does well is that, unlike at least some of the other movies for me, because unfortunately, while I like Black Canary and Huntress, they're not major characters in my fandom. Mm-hmm. They're not ruining anything I like. So I do have to be fair to their actual fans, because if they were doing this to somebody I really liked, like for example, I'm way more annoyed with what they did with Batwoman, because I actually kind of liked the Batwoman character. I thought she was a badass. Mm-hmm. And her show is trash. Whereas on this one, there's a better Black Canary on Arrow that the way they're separating it, they can do whatever they want with this Black Canary. While I don't like what the Arrowverse did, I did like their Black Canary. I kind of like the Black Canary.
Well, so, once again, I can go ahead and tell you I don't care for this movie's premise and all that stuff. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not going to go out and attack somebody because they made a bad, or in my opinion, a bad Birds of Prey movie, I'm
just worried about they need to make sure that the only thing about the trailer way it's being done, they need to clarify this isn't for kids a little better. Because they make it look fun and silly, but it's not for kids. Harley Quinn's not a role model.
I'm pretty sure it's going to have an R rating, so that should...
They need to be a little more clear on that. Kids are dumb. Like Brian, you can't take your little sport to see this, man. I mean, you saw the cocaine scene, man. Like this is not for kids.
Well, I mean, the trailer had depictions of.
I'm about to say, like, had what? I missed that.
Depictions of outlines of naked women, with the nipples and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So
also, by the way,
I think it's very clear.
By the way, young ladies, murdering your boyfriend is not the appropriate way to end a relationship.
Oh, I mean,
well,
Harley Quinn and Joker's relationship, I can sort of understand it.
Well, no, I didn't say that killing Joker, especially Jared Leto's Joker, is not the right thing to do. That is
closer and closer to that mic.
I'm getting deep in the mic.
Your volume keeps spiking.
The mic.
Because you keep changing the distance.
But no, basically though, yeah, you get what I'm saying. No, Jared Leto's Joker seemingly being just killed in this movie is the best part. Like, just because I'm sorry, it was. Now, you know what though? I will give him this, but I got to give him this. Let's say one thing. I'd like to play devil's advocate. We don't know what he would really like if he got another chance to get on screen. Because Suicide Squad did not utilize him much either. So, I got to say that. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I believe he can just clean it up and make the character work? No. But he didn't get the chance. He really did not get the chance. I think
in the second Suicide Squad, is he not going to be in that at all? Okay.
No, you just saw him got blown up. You just
well, I don't think this is actually tied to Suicide Squad though. I don't think that where yes,
Jesus, they think they separated. Wow, they are separating these DC movies up a lot. Now, this movie is not related to Suicide Squad.
I mean, it may be, it may not be. I don't know for sure. But I was thinking at some point they said, "Hey, now this is sort of just its own little thing."
Yeah, well, you'll find out too because she's in Suicide Squad 2. So
yeah.
If they tie that in, you would kind of know.
And well, I mean, Suicide Squad 2. They've even questioned whether or not it's really a sequel or a remake. Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a soft reboot. So
whatever, man.
So it's a
DC.
It's a
DC,
sequel.
That's
but
it.
It's a sequel, but not a sequel.
DC. I'm gonna hit you with the silent. DC. You know what? We're cutting ties. We're done. We're over. DC. I'm done. I've tried to stick with you. I wore the Superman cape when I was a kid. I tied the towel around my neck. But dang it, DC, you ain't done us right in years. You treat us like Harley Quinn get treated. It's been a toxic relationship with DC for a long time, man.
Did you have one of those Superman cups that you got from collecting the UPCs from like the Cookie Crunch? And all that
but
stuff?
I had the Superman costume I wore year after year.
Yeah.
And the Superman underwear. Who didn't have the Superman underwear?
Yeah. I had to eat a lot of cereal to get that Superman cup.
No, my parents had money, so they bought me. I had the costume with the S and the Superman underwear.
All right, I'm backing this off of you there.
The Superman underwear. I had the whole set. But nah, man. I mean, I'm sorry. DC ain't done nothing right. Well, no. I'm sorry. Wonder Woman. I'm sorry, Gal Gadot. I take that back. I'm done with the rest of DC. I want to see the new Wonder Woman movie.
I want to see the new Suicide Squad. Blood Axe mentions, James Gunn may be trying to make a good Suicide Squad, and it really did sound less like what he was doing. A lot of people that have been behind the scenes are saying, James Gunn fixed a lot of stuff with Suicide Squad.
Hope they bring in Deathstroke the Terminator because he was in Suicide Squad also, in the Suicide Squad, and I like him. I've always liked Slade.
He made Guardians of the Galaxy work.
Yeah, no. James Gunn definitely made Guardians of the Galaxy work. So.
You want to come sit by a mic?
Yeah. Michelle's like, I'm not talking to these assholes. She
did make sure to turn away from the mic before she said that.
Yeah.
They just hear in the background is.
I was actually gonna point that other mic at him, but then I realized I don't have the cable hooked into it. If I did, I would have reached it out because we have.
What time it is though?
But
it's random encounter time. We got at least 2.
We're gonna do another random encounters. Let's do another.
I'm out of crap to talk about.
I mean, we got one more topic after this, I think, or two more.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
My illiterate ass.
Roll the eye.
The ad. Oh, I'm looking forward to the ad.
You rolled a 2. Heroes and icons. The person/character that comes to mind when you think hero.
Wow. Okay. Let me stop and try to do that. I got to clear my mind of what we were just talking about and just think of a hero.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Spider-Man.
Damn it! That was where I was gonna go, man.
Well, it's because he's the one character through the years. Here's the reasoning. There's a real reasoning. He's the one character through the years I cannot find fault with. Like every other character, there's a but. But when I stopped and tried to picture a hero, I thought of Peter Parker, and I heard those famous words, "With great power comes great responsibility."
That's exactly.
And I said, "You want to know what? They've
man.
Screwed up so many characters, but they've not really managed to tarnish good old Spidey.
Yeah,
he's still a hero, and while there's been some weird things, they never stuck. Oddly enough, Spider-Man, they never stuck. They never stuck to him, and he's managed to come up still smelling like roses.
Yeah, I mean, you got to even think like even when he had the symbiotes, I mean, he fought that,
And you know what? It almost didn't work because you never doubted he would win.
Yeah,
because it's Spider-Man. He's not going to screw up. Even in Spider-Verse, when they had fat, sloppy Spider-Man, the worst is that he got lazy and fat. They didn't have evil Spider-Man, because evil Spider-Man won't stick with people. People will call it non-canon and throw it to the side. Just here for Spidey. What you got, man?
Really? Blood Axe says Drizzt. His is Drizzt.
Wow, when you think the word hero, Drizzt pops up first thing in your head? Wow. Drizzt always was a little bit of a selfish. The thing is that
so if you're unfamiliar with D&D's Forgotten Realms novels. Drizzt is a dark elf.
Drizzt
who is probably, I guess, the longest lasting character of that series.
He is the rare good member of a race that is traditionally evil.
Yeah.
But he has his moments. So that's why I can't put him as the first one to come to mind, because he can be a dick.
Yeah, no, he could almost be an anti-hero. Yeah, in a sense. So,
and when I thought of that, I thought of like, I can't find it. Like I said, that like if I tried to go, never failed the hero role that I can think of on my head, I had to go with Spider-Man.
I'm just gonna have to agree with you. Like I don't have one to throw out there as a counterpoint.
You know what though? That just makes you feel good, because that means that's how good he is. That you're literally,
John McClane.
Tom McClane wasn't doing that to help anybody.
He's an everyman.
Oh man. John McClane, is an interesting.
I mean, if you said unlikely
Christmas
hero,
story,
I'd agree with you big time.
He's a hero.
Like the guy that you didn't expect, but John McClane isn't a hero. He just did what needed to get done. Now you say badass, yes,
he's
a badass.
What needs to be done?
No, he did what he had to do.
Yeah,
not what needed to be done.
I see you say Frodo Baggins was a hero.
Who the hell said he was a hero?
Yeah, I don't think anybody said Frodo was a hero, man.
If anybody was a hero, it'd be Sam.
Samwise was a hero. He didn't have to go. Samwise rode out. You talk about a ride or die, motherfucker.
Sam, that's my choice. Sam.
Yeah,
we'll go with Sam.
Good one, editor. Sam is a ride or die nigga. He had his back. Sam said, Mr. Frodo, we're gonna make it back. I'm about to carry your ass back.
I think our idea of a hero is obviously very similar. I think the C-list, D-list editor, that's right. I downgraded you.
Give me the mithril cloak and the magic ring and tell me I'm special. Sam was a gardener. That sucker fought a whole fort of orcs. A whole fort of orcs to bring him out. It said, and then when Frodo could not, because remember, Frodo didn't make it to the top of the mountain. Samwise carried that motherfucker to the top of the mountain. He didn't say, he picked his ass up and carried him to the top of the mountain. Good one. That's why you the A-list. That's why you the A-list editor. That was a good one.
All righty.
That's the most impressive answer I've heard in a while. She pulled one out. Let's hear it from Sam. We saw him at a con, man. The actor.
Yeah.
And
I got to work with him all weekend once.
We mean Samwise, not the actor. We're not insane like some folks.
Oh, I got to hang out with the actor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You actually got to hang out with him.
Mm-hmm.
But good one, man.
All right. So let's see. We have, anime. The Irregular at Magic High School. Now, this is an anime that's been out, I guess, for about 6 years. It came out in 2014. One of my favorite animes that's come out that only had one season. Apparently, after 6 years, The Irregular at Magic High School is actually going to get a second season. Now, this is one of those good animes you'll miss if you only watch dubbed, because it never got dubbed.
Yes.
Now it may get dubbed now that it's getting a second season. I wouldn't be surprised to see it get dubbed now.
Now, to explain as to why it'd be in Xeno like this, because some people are probably already, the people that know it are looking weird, they're like, that the weird one with the sister-brother thing? No. Well, yes, but no. But that's not it. What we like about it is that it has a non-traditional main character, and that our main character is not a hero in training.
Yeah.
He is a fully trained badass.
Well, he also,
and he ain't a hero.
He also isn't an oblivious hero either.
Yeah.
Like, he knows when girls are hitting on him and stuff like that. He just, like, the main character has a flaw. His flaw is a lack of emotions, you know?
Yeah.
All of his emotions have basically been somewhat locked away, and you find out more of why as the series goes on. I don't want to go into it that much, but and that's why they have a weird, I guess, sister-brother relationship. But it's also because he is basically contracted to be her protector, and
he plays along with a lot of stuff, but he doesn't really have any feelings. So no, he's not a weird sister con or any of that. He's playing along with everything because it's his job. but he's a untraditional hero. He isn't the loud, emotional, believe it.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to be the Wizard King.
He does a lot of things from the shadows. He isn't.
Oh boy, does he!
Yeah, he doesn't get like all kinds of motivational speech type character. No, he just acts when.
You know, it reminds me of, remember Gundam Wing? Remember Hero? And one of the first things he decides is he looks at the female lead and goes, maybe I should just kill her. Like, he actually called, like, this is the kind of guy that when somebody finds out his secret, he looks at him and is going like, should I just kill him? Get it over with? Like, and you're just like, whoa, okay, he is serious about that. And I like that he's not that, you know, he's
well, yeah, because
dark.
It's more of that, I guess, almost the Wu Z type of way of, you know, the only person that can keep a secret is a dead man, or a dead man. Dead men never tell secrets.
Started reading those, man. Yeah, I remember that's actually a phrase they say. Yes, only corpses keep secrets.
Yeah,
that's a Wu Z equivalent. That's basically only corpses keep secrets.
But it's very prevalent in Wu Z. Like it is almost scarily common, because it's like, man, I really liked you, but I can't let this out. I won't
tell anybody. There's techniques when there's techniques where they can make you talk. There's techniques that can make a corpse talk, so I can't even leave it an intact corpse.
Yeah.
Sorry, I literally got to leave nothing. There's going to be a pile of ashes. And like you say, that actual attitude with him, like, I'm so sorry. They apologize as they brutally murder you and destroy your corpse. I love Uzi. But the main thing is Xeno actually has followed this through the graphic novel series. I haven't, because amazingly, I won the wager. I always kept hoping they'd continue the anime.
Yeah, and I gave up and started reading the novels.
So you spoiled yourself. Now you got to hope it's a different story.
Now I will say the novels for the first half are for the first season. The novels that covered that included extra content that I do think was sad they couldn't fit it in the first season. Now the novels after the first season were not as good as the novels that the first season was based off of. So I am a little curious if they will maybe do some of that correction.
Well, dude, that's one thing you got to say about anime. That's why I love anime. Anime gives no fucks about changing the story.
Yeah.
They'll go a whole different story. There is some anime that if you go read the book, you will be like, is this the anime for this book?
Yeah.
Because none of this is together. Like, go check out Hellsing and Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood, the first one, and you will see how they just decided, yeah, you know, we like this character. He's not dead. You know, they'll just change the story as they feel like. So, now you got me worried, so I'm hoping they do that. I'm hoping they fix whatever.
You know what, like Demon King Damio, that was one where it was so different from the actual novel.
They went a lot of different directions. They don't care. Oh, Soul Eater. Soul Eater took such a... Soul Eater just invented all new. They just said, you know what? None of this stuff works the way you think it does anymore. And you're like, what? Characters that died are dead. Like, they really changed up. Like, oh, that guy, he's fine. He's not dead. You're just like, can you do that?
Heck, Sword Art Online, much different than the novel.
I wouldn't know, dude. I did all the way up to the gun arc, and I'm done. Everybody tells me that they made more. I'm done, okay? I'm done with Sword Art. Stop telling me to watch it.
Yeah.
The novelty's done.
The novel was a lot different. Honestly, the anime to me was better than the novel on that one. So
yeah, the first season, man, good stuff. Second season, third season, and then I said, no, I don't think they can. Just stop. This is
because in the novel he went back and corrected a lot of things and added a lot of filler and stuff like that made it fill out some. And then with the anime, they actually implemented that while they were telling the story, which made a lot more sense.
Smart.
Because a lot of those side stories didn't really fit the character the way he was written in the first couple of novels. And
his
then
character changed a bit.
Let me add this filler in there, and it's like, well, that doesn't fit that character anymore, you know. And the anime was able to go through and sort of, we'll you know, make this transition better, and so
we got our hopes up for the regular Magical High School, because other than Kaza and Astigna and a handful of other animes, that main character that doesn't fit that trope is rare.
Yes.
The main, and I sometimes like the idea of, you know what, we're not starting with a level 1 main character. Our main character's level 20.
Yeah, I mean, what?
He's already level 20.
Kaze no Stigma.
Kaze no Stigma, as I said. Really cool. The Kaze no Stigma, the dude shows up level 20.
Yeah.
And goes like, I've mastered wind magic. And he doesn't power up. He stays at that level the whole anime.
Yeah.
Because he was already there.
Yeah, no,
awesome.
he just quits holding back quite as much as the series goes.
In fact,
on.
the time he gets, I love that they did something you didn't expect. They defied the world's most famous trope. His evil mode was actually weaker than his normal mode. When he goes evil mode, they actually go, actually, he's not stronger. He's actually less focused. And I went, oh, damn, I spoiled. Well, fuck it. But anyway, it was good stuff. Go watch it. The anime's old as hell.
The anime's what, from like 2008, 2010?
I can guarantee Kaze no Stigma is worth watching if you want a different approach to it. Because what we told you does not spoil the story.
No.
He shows up and they tell you from the beginning, level 20 wind mage, like right off the bat. It can't be a spoiler if it's within the first 10 minutes of the first episode. But and he's a similar character that he's a fully leveled character. What's the other one? Aesthetica of a Rogue.
Aesthetica of a Rogue.
Aesthetica of a Rogue is another one where this guy's already beat the Demon King and come back, and you're just like, oh, cool. And now that one's etchy. Now watch out. That one's just etchy. So beware. We don't want you to think we're a bunch of perverts and then warn you. It's etchy, but it's good.
All right. I guess last thing, I don't know. Maybe this does that really fit with us? Should we go with that one, or should we just leave that one
people
out?
crying about the PC specialist ad. I mean, we could just make a comment about the fact that when you watch a commercial, and instead of paying any attention to what it's about, you're counting the gender representation in it.
Yeah.
Are you even living life? Are you living life?
This is one that crossed my plate. Somebody had pointed out to me. It was basically a commercial in the UK in which it's a small little gaming company, gaming PC company, and they were releasing their gaming PCs, and they basically show several different styles of gamers.
What they really do is they're doing a commercial for a computer. They show these guys getting really excited for it, and they choose to show men getting really excited for it. And the thing is, and they don't have any females. And you know what? Who really cares? Mm-hmm. This is something that you only notice if you're incapable of looking at things without worrying about that all the time. Because if you watch this commercial and we hadn't said anything, you would have never noticed it.
I wouldn't have noticed
it. And what gets me is like, who cares?
Yeah.
If it had been all females, I wouldn't have noticed. And guess what? If it had been all females, nobody would have said anything. And that's why it's getting just dumb.
Well, and that was my only thing about the commercial that I thought
banned?
Was the fact that it got banned.
Who banned it?
The government. Advertising
the
Standards Authority in the UK banned the commercial from TV.
I'm about to start a string.
Now the UK has a lot more.
They received 8 complaints.
Yes.
8. And 8 complaints were enough to ban a commercial because there weren't any women in it.
Yes. Basically,
I would love to have the money to make a bunch of commercials that are inappropriate for women and put them in any way. Just really fun. Like jockstrap commercials, man. Just stuff that would be weird and just put women in it just to be a dick. Doesn't be like, oh yeah, this jock itch commercial. I
mean, honestly, I probably would have had a female in the commercial if I was the one doing it. Just out of the fact of...
Just so they can shut the fuck up. But is that really representative, though?
It wouldn't even be that.
If you do it just for that reason, is that really better?
Here's the problem. I probably would have made it worse because I would have had one of those gamer girl Instagram type model gamer girls, that are scantily clad and have like the pink hair and the...
Oh, Lord.
Because if you're gonna sell computers and your market is largely male based.
Let me clarify so people don't get me confused. Do I think the commercial is okay showing nothing but male gamers interested in this PC? Actually, no. There are plenty of female gamers.
Yes.
What I'm annoyed about is that it was literally banned. The government is getting in on the stupidity. What you do when somebody posts that kind of commercial, which isn't actually offensive, it's just not a good representation. Because I don't even pay attention to if there's any black people in it because I'm not a weirdo. But if there wasn't, You just dislike it.
There was a white dude, an Asian dude, and a black
dude.
guy.
Okay, there you go. Wow, you were paying attention. Well, I wasn't.
I think there were supposed to be 4 guys. I don't remember now. But
and you shouldn't have to. But my point is this: just dislike it. Like, you actually complained to the ADS or ADA or whatever it's called, and then they responded. It's like, no, just downvote it. Just downvote it. That's all you do. Dislike.
Well, this
like
is TV.
Like a sane person.
This isn't computer. This is
then
TV.
Go
you
bitch
can't
on
you
Instagram
can't,
in your
you
little
can't
bubble.
Downvote commercials, dude. You got to remember where we're watching this at now.
But the concept of a commercial being banned off of TV, like there's actually something offensive in it, it's not offensive at all. It's not offensive to exclude women from a commercial for a product. It isn't. It's not good business. It's not even good representation, but it's not offensive. You haven't committed an attack on anyone. You get what I'm saying?
No,
I
get what you're
something that
saying.
sucks and something that's an attack. That's all I'm trying to clarify. It's not something that's harming you, so it doesn't need to be removed. It is a poor commercial. I agree completely. But doesn't mean it's got to be removed because that's censorship. And you know how I feel about that. To me, censorship does need to exist. I'm not one of those weird people that thinks there shouldn't be censorship, but it should be censorship when it's actually protecting someone from something. Not when it's just because you're a dick and you don't like stuff that doesn't have what you want in it.
It obviously wasn't targeting it wasn't being a sexist commercial other than it having 4 dudes. Now, watching it, I'll be honest, dude. They hit a lot of racial check marks, and I'm pretty sure when they made that commercial, they were like, well, how can we make this commercial diverse and all of that stuff? Because, I mean, honestly, that's most, you don't hit all your check marks like that unless you're trying. They just forgot the female check mark.
Honestly, that's what I think happened. But I mean, at the same time, it's a kind of a stupid mistake to make. I agree with you. It's like, where's your female gamer?
Yeah.
Like, you're showing gamers. You're clearly trying to represent the game. Like, it'd been different if they just showed It didn't feel like they were doing random customers. It did feel like they were trying to show.
Oh no, those were definitely
the type of people
paid
that would want their
actor
product.
types. Yeah.
So missing the female mark, hey, we're with you, people. That was dumb from a business perspective.
That
was dumb.
It was a bad advertising. It was a bad advertising movement. But
I was thinking it, but I refused to say it out loud.
But as far as being offensive, I wouldn't say. I mean, I think that's insane.
I don't know. You ain't even looking. I know what you're acting.
No, I saw the comment.
Oh,
I wasn't gonna say that.
But you do know if they had put the woman in, that would have been the next complaint. Well, where's the?
Yeah.
But you know what? You could then go, how do you know? What are you trying to say? Are you trying to, Oh, that'd have been fun. That'd have been a fun debate. But no, I only because you now pointed out, I do think I saw one of almost every race. By the way, they forgot Indian. But I guess Asian, Asian counts because Asia concludes India, China, Japan, Thailand, all of that. So, but no, like, if you're going to hit the check marks, man, get the whole group. Like, I get that. But banning the commercial like it did something, that's just
I mean, we're a long ways off from the days. I mean, you remember GoDaddy commercials, right?
Oh boy.
I mean, we've come a ways. I'm just saying,
dude. I tell you, if this doesn't stop, beautiful women aren't gonna be able to get worked anywhere on TV because it's gonna be inappropriate to show them. They'll be like, "How dare you have that attractive woman on your commercial? She doesn't look like me." As they eat 5 chili dogs, she doesn't look like me. And it's just like, no, she doesn't.
Hey, Brian, why don't you come over here and roll a die? Do a random encounter.
Man, you better be joking.
Oh.
You can't be in this room if you're going to be soft.
16.
Oh, pick someone to go to 1 or you to go to 20.
Oh, okay.
Send them there. Send them. Send them.
Oh. Why is 16
Karma. That's my boy. Get up here. There, like both of them. See, now it's C again. You're back up the C list. You've avenged me. I hope you roll Xeno 18. Come on, 18. Zemo's naughty animals. It's been a while. Oh, you get to choose your topic. Look at you, lucky bastard.
All right, so
Pick 18.
Nat 20, buddy.
So he gets to pick, but he still got to get off the list.
All right, so
Do not pick 17. I cannot tell that story.
I'm gonna pick 19.
Oh,
Get
thank
to
God.
know the editor. Worst date you went
It says
on.
pick a topic between 2 and 15.
Does it? Dang it!
Oh, I'm safe
But
anyway.
I'll answer the question if
That
you
gum
want.
blood axe. No.
Is that the story when you
Well-
got carried off to see someone's?
We'll stick with the rules this time.
I
Let's
mean,
see.
I don't mind. It's not that big a deal to me.
I was firing my javelin. I thought I was going to die, man. I literally shit pissed myself.
Jeez, number 2 is the only one
Wow.
that Blood Axe would think,
Uh,
oh, that's messed up.
2, your asshole neighbors being robbed. Call the police now. Conveniently, wait. Throw the list up while I'm trying to pick here. It's just so
Like, man, Blood Axe,
Uh,
that's cold-blooded, man.
let's
Even
see.
that question just...
teaser worst strip club you've been into,
Ooh,
and why was it so bad?
Oh God.
Number 5. Oh.
All right. So number
Which
5.
one are you going to pick?
Well, we'll have we told this?
We've been to the same clubs.
Have we?
Wait a minute, we've
All right.
told it
Okay.
on there?
Well, I'll talk to the one you weren't there for.
Oh, I heard about this one.
So we were down on the number 5 teaser. What strip club you've been to and why was it so bad?
What's the
worst strip club? So we occasionally go to clubs whenever we go out to cons and stuff like that. And take groups with us and just a bit of a bonding situation, you know. Well, we decided we were going to Southern was it Southern Geek Fest or anyway Gulf Coast Gulf Coast Fan Fest, that's what it was called. Gulf Coast Fan Fest, and it was down at the Coliseum there in Mississippi Gulf Coast. And so we were all there. It was me and 2 other guys. Q could not make this particular event, so
Kids.
so we had went without him, and I'd picked up a 3rd guy to basically run the camera. Ren and Tim. I was originally wasn't gonna say the names, but since Blood Axe is throwing them out there,
Good job, Blood Axe.
yeah. So Ren's a young kid now. Ren is the child of a friend of mine, and so
We corrupt the future generations.
but he was having a rough day while he was there. He's had some issues since he got out of the military. So we're down there, and we also sort of went out to sort of cheer him up some. So we go out there, and we're at this club. And this club is very weird. Like they have this really big space between the bar and the stage where you have to like walk down these steps and all this stuff to get to the stage. So it's really hard to tip. It's not, which is a bad design for a club because you want to make it as easy as possible to tip the stage, but that's not how this one was set up. And because you have a poor setup, you also tend to have a lesser quality of dancers because you don't have the money isn't coming in the way it does at some of the other clubs. Well, we're there, and this one girl gets on stage, and she is she is like this gothic girl that does not match any of the other interior of this place. Most everybody sort of had that more rap or pritzy feel to them, not so much any of the more edgy stuff.
No grunge goth. They were all
Yeah.
like going preppy or gangsta.
Yeah, and so
That's his way of saying that they was big booty black women or like white girls in Catholic schoolgirl outfits.
yeah, and so she gets on stage, and like some of the other girls just start messing with her, and she's got black makeup on and starts crying from these girls messing with
dancing.
her
While
while still dancing.
So the stripper is crying.
The stripper's crying. There's black makeup running down her face.
I hate to see a woman cry, man.
We felt really bad for her, and so we all go. We grab wads of money. We go down to the stage and just start tipping her. Which, now that I think of it, sort of screwed up the tip. But afterwards, she looked at us. She was like, "Thanks," and everything. And then she ran off.
Oh, you're crying? Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Whoa, make it rain.
And she runs out the back door and just disappears.
Oh boy. That's bad. That's bad.
With tears still laying on the stage, you know. Oh man.
Yeah, because despite our talk, man, we never want to see a woman cry.
No, man. Like,
a crying stripper would throw me off so bad. I would just be sitting with my mouth open, like,
The three of us felt really bad for her, you know, and we were just like, here, have some money, be happy.
We don't know how to solve this problem.
We don't know what to do.
Let me tell you something. You can't hug away a stripper's problems. It takes more than a hug.
Oh man. That was a rough night. She did eventually come back, and she talked with us for a bit. She actually thanked us for being kind to her, and we tried to make her laugh and stuff.
But I wasn't there, so you know it didn't work.
The general atmosphere of that club was pretty bad.
You know, I can turn anything around.
Yeah. I mean, I think she left with a smile. She actually managed to find one of the three of us on Facebook, and then started messaging that person who was married, and was like, quit messaging me.
Message Xeno. Gives her your link. Message this guy.
And I'm like, I told her my name was Xeno so that she wouldn't find my.
Yeah, you already get messaged by strippers. Would one more hurt?
But those I actually know, and
you could have got to know her. See, you had a chance to reach out to somebody. This is your problem, man. All right, because we literally have this many bad strip club stories, I'm also going to tell one. Trust me, there's still some left.
Oh.
It's not nearly as long. That's why I can tell it. It's just me and Xeno and the, if not already famous, soon to be famous, Joe Justice. The first one, not that one. We're gonna save that one.
Okay.
That deserves its own roll.
Oh man,
we gotta roll that down. You see everyone's reaction? Y'all gotta hope we roll this again for that story. No, this is the first one where we went to what I call Daddy's Playground.
Oh God, yeah.
So we go with our boy Joe out to a strip club
in Mobile.
In Mobile, and we walk in a strip club that I never thought a strip club could make me feel uncomfortable. But I would have rather been in a male strip club.
Yes, Joe Justice.
I would have literally rather been in a Chippendale strip club than where we were.
Yeah.
Because we walk in, and in this club are your dad. Yes, think of your dad. Every guy in here was a dad. Mm-hmm. A middle-aged man, still had his shirt off.
Like we went in, we all grabbed a beer, and we're drinking.
And we wouldn't wait for you to finish your beer. Yeah. Like me and Joe were like, we got to go. Because here's the thing. What made it creepy is that all the girls were dressed up like that friend of your daughter's that you want to bang creepy thing. They all were dressed like high school girls with pigtails and stuff. And all the dudes, so you got to imagine what we look like. You see a bunch of dudes that look like middle-aged dads with girls in pigtails on their lap. By the way, not attractive. Clearly not actually schoolgirls. Like, these some rough-looking strippers. But they were dressed up like that. All of them. We said there's a specific fetish in this club.
Yeah. That was the word I was about to use. It was definitely it was catering to a specifip fantasy.
I'll tell you what it was. This is for the dad that comes home, sees his daughter. How are you doing? Oh, your friend's over. How are you doing? Honey, I'm gonna go get cigarettes. Goes out because he's like creeping. He's being creepy. Yeah. It was so creepy that we walk in. Me and Joe sit down. Joe has a beer. I have a beer. We look around. The only reason Xeno hasn't really noticed yet is he's taking longer to get his beer.
Yeah.
So by the time he comes over there, we have our beers. We're sipping. We look at him and said, we got to go. Like, we can't stay in here. And he goes, let me finish my beer. Me and Joe, no, let's finish our beers. Me and Joe throw our beers in the trash can and go, we're waiting on you. He literally turns the bottle up, like friggin' goes glug, 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 boom, out the door like our butts are on fire.
Well, because at first I was like, what's wrong, man? What's wrong?
We were sitting against a wall in a corner trying to stay away from the girls.
And so I get up and I look around and I'm like, oh hell nah.
Yeah, we were like, this is not our spot. It was still the creepiest experience. Then we followed up with that weird moment where I played cornhole. I cornholed with a hardcore gun enthusiast, gun shop owning lady, and that was just an odd night. By the way, I beat her. I cornholed her good. My first time cornholing too, but apparently I'm a natural. It's best to be drunk, and apparently it makes you better.
For people who are not aware of redneck games, at least I consider it a redneck game.
I bet it is a redneck game.
It's basically a slanted board with a hole in the middle of it, and you throw sandbags towards the hole, and the number that land on the board or go through the hole equal up to so many points. So
yeah, that's what I was talking about. What were you thinking about?
Just defining for anybody who wasn't online or who didn't know what cornholing was.
Yes, and what's funny is that after hearing that story, you have to be wondering, that is not the craziest Joe Justice strip club story we have.
No,
that's not even the one. We even got another one. Wow, we've got a lot of Joe Justice strip club stories. I just realized that last one where we were like, look, okay, we're going to take you, like, show you how it's done.
All right, so I think that's going to wrap up this episode of our Geek Culture talk show. That's right. That's what this show is actually about if you're coming in late. Where we talk about all kinds of geek culture topics and some not so geek culture topics.
Hey, I think cornholing's geek culture.
Thank you for watching Dicejunkies, guys. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff. We have a website, Dicejunkies.com. It was down for a few weeks. I've got it back up now. Apparently, one of my plugins and some of my scripts decided to interact with each other uncooperatively and shut it down. So that is now back up. Thanks, Blood Axe, for pointing that out to me so I could get that repaired. Like I said, you can go to Dicejunkies.com. We have links to everywhere we can be found online there. And as always, we hope you enjoy. Hope to see you next time.